I'm rolling. I'm getting it.
I really want to scratch everything I was going to come up and talk about and answer the question about the most odd comment or conversation we've ever had, but that'll be for a different time.
We want to hear it.
I'll bait you with that. So I've given a Toastmaster tip enough times, and what I usually try to come up here and harvest it out of our group is around evaluation. So no surprise, that's what I'm going to talk about today. And it's been a couple of years, more than I want to admit, since I came up here and presented a format that I used for evaluations that I think a lot of people in this club have found helpful. And it was really about how to comment on the person as a speaker, how to comment on their speech, end with what's most impactful or what you remember the most. And our evaluations, I think, over the years have really come up and have really improved. And we set a good example for new people that come into our club about how to give effective evaluations. So I'm here today to challenge us to kind of level up with our evaluations. I love this. I love the evaluation part of our meeting because why we're all gathered in this room, the mutual purpose of why we're here is to become better public speakers. And what an evaluation gives you, what the biggest value I derive out of evaluations is that person's insight then to my speech, me as a speaker, and trying to achieve this goal. And what really gets under my skin is when I see an evaluation that's just purely observation as to what was just delivered. And there's no real context towards what value did you derive out of my speech, what value are you getting out of me as a speaker, and how is this helping me in my ultimate purpose of becoming a better public speaker. So that's what I want to challenge us with. I want to challenge us to go a step deeper. Provide your insight, not just your observations, but what was your insight from the speech? And don't apologize for your insight. We apologize a lot for our insight around here, in particular if we feel like our insight is constructive. So if you feel like what we're delivering is, I didn't love your speech, or I didn't love this aspect of your speech, or I thought this part could have been more effective. We want to stand up here, we want to make concessions, and we want to apologize, but that's actually really helpful. So I've had the opportunity to evaluate really amazing speeches, which is very difficult to do. And I've also had the opportunity to evaluate really terrible speeches, which is equally difficult to do. Because you don't want to just stand up here and be like, you kind of messed up. Because the speaker knows if they flubbed that bad, they're aware. So what can we do? What can I provide as their evaluator in that setting? I can go a layer deeper, and I can say, why didn't the jokes land? Why didn't the story land? Why were the transitions poor? And try to give them some insight into how they can deliver it better next time. It's not mean, it's not malicious, it's actually you as the evaluator trying to be helpful and provide that insight. So my challenge for you, the next time you're evaluating, and we had excellent examples of this today, I will say. Joey and Caroline and John really stood up here, and what you notice they provided was not a recap of the speech, but a recap of their insight and how the speech impacted them and how the speaker impacted them, and providing that back. And yes, it's one person's opinion, which I think the speaker should always keep in mind. But it's a really valuable opinion because we're all here working together towards that mutual purpose. So go a layer deeper. Don't be afraid to bring the truth. And don't be afraid to end your speech in a way that feels constructive. Don't feel like you have to make concessions for it. Don't end your speech with, but great job, which will be my next Toastmaster tip. So thank you.